everyone, I am your narrator of violence, Phoenix Nitro, here to be your tour guide in the land of Naptown All-Pro as we head into the year 2024 with our first event out the gate. On January 14th, 2024, we come to you from Brookside Park with an absolute banging card, but I'm not going to be the only one to tell you about it here today, as this video is sponsored by Pro Wrestling Scorecard, a one-stop destination to make your predictions for every professional wrestling event under the sun, and soon to be Naptown All-Pro as well. Big thank you once again to Pro Wrestling Scorecards for sponsoring the video today, but without further ado, let's jump right into our first pick'em as we head in to Chase Holiday and Shawn Kemp battling the high-flying Star Machines, Bojack and Diego Hill.
Gotta say, I'm going with the Star Machines. You know, 3 appearances in Nap, and they've already established themselves as tone setters. I mean, arguably having match of the day at their first events. And they beat the Founders in the main event of the first show. No training wheels, by the way. We're talking about Bojack, Diego Hill, and BK friggin' Westbrook. These guys already have a big chunk in the history books, you know? So, you know, I've seen people put question, like, why does it feel like a must-win? And I think I have the answer, and that's because Bojack and Diego, they did lose their last appearance. They did lose to ROH's The Infantry. Also, mix that with all the highly publicized livestream losses against the Miracle Generation. This is back-to-back ETU shows, by the way, back in the Northeast. So, whether you think it's a must-win or not, they do, you know? At least one member does, you know, Diego Hill, who had the win stolen from him in that original 6-person tag, and whose carelessness led to Bojack getting pinned in the last match. Like, he wants to prove that he can do it without BK's interference. And I don't blame him. So that hunger from Diego Hill, which will absolutely reach to Bojack with their previous dominance over Kemp and Holiday, by the way. This is the past. They've already done it. I think this will absolutely lead to yet another tag team for them Carolina boys. I wish them luck, even though they don't need it.
This is one of the harder decisions to make, I feel, on the card, because on one hand you have Shawn Kemp, Chase Holiday. Fantastic tag team that they showed in the past. You have Shawn Kemp, who went all the way to the finals of the NAP Championship. Didn't quite get there, but he went all the way to the finals. You have Chase, who's been riding high in momentum, getting W after W after W. He's been planting his feet. He's been planting his seeds in that town, and the entire city, the entire town, he's been putting on. But on the other hand, you have the Star Machines, who actually has a dub over them in that 6-man tag. Westbrook being the main factor in that tag match and no longer him being there, which I feel like is going to play one of the biggest contributors. I don't think that the Star Machines can step up to the plate on their own versus Shawn Kemp, Chase Holiday. I feel like they're too good. I feel like they're in their hometown and they lost before. I feel like this is a W that they're going to need. I feel like they're going to want it more. They're more hungry for it. So that's why I got with it. Chase Holiday, Shawn Kemp.
Expert analysis from our panelist here at the Naptown's Pick'em game. But up next, let's talk about Joselyn Navaro going one-on-one with the debuting Derek Dillinger.
There are very few wrestlers who have made an impact like the director Derek Dillinger. From having a AIW intense title reign that ended in July over 300 plus days to a 500 plus day encounter tag team title reign and enjoy. I don't think Dillinger can be stopped. This first match in NAP has been highly requested, and there's no way he'd want to come home with anything other than a W. As good as Joselyn is, Dillinger is one of the most dangerous competitors in the indie scene right now. Dillinger will find himself not only as a winner, but potentially as NAP's next big thing.
Okay. I don't even think I should have to say this, but Joselyn. Duh. I mean, like, look at the record. She is the most dominant wrestler in NAP history. And she only has, what, 1 loss? And that was to Shug D for the Pan-African World Diaspora Championship. So, yes, an L, unfortunately. But look at the stage. And, like, look at what happened right after that. In November, she came back, got a W over Kat Carter. So, like, coming into this year, like, Joselyn already has that momentum building, growing. She's capitalizing off of her year last year. And, like, coming into this, I just think she has it in the bag. I'm sorry. I've been in there with Joselyn, and she will do anything it takes to win. And at this point, NAP is, like, her home crowd. So not only does she have the fact that she's the most dominant wrestler there, she also has the crowd that loves her. Everybody loves Joselyn. And Derek has to come into this as his first time at NAP in front of this crowd. And he has to go against Joselyn. I don't know, man. Good luck.
Wow, I'm not gonna lie to you, I did not expect Brooke Valentine to be on the side of Joselyn Navaro with their history, but great analysis nonetheless. Up next, we have a 2 out of 3 falls match for the Midwestern Territory Championship chain as Rico Gonzalez looks to reclaim that chain as he takes on Count Noctis. Let's hear what our panelists have to say.
We got Count Noctis going against Rico Gonzalez for the Naptown Professional Wrestling Midwest Territory Championship in a no disqualification match. Feel me? And if you know me, if you know how I love a man who can get back up and try again. When you fail, you dust yourself back off and you get back up, you get in the fight and you embody the fighting spirit. And there's no one man in Naptown Professional Wrestling that holds that mantra more than Count Noctis. Through his storied rivalry going through the summer and the fall with Rico Gonzalez, he couldn't quite always get the job done, you feel me? Not in the Fatal 4-Way match in July at Lucchini, not at the Midwestern Territory Tournament in August, not even in September in one-on-one competition for the belt, you feel me? And while not every match was directly Rico winning straight up, it most definitely also wasn't a victory for my boy Noctis, but he ain't let that hold him back, you feel me? Because in October in a no-holds-barred match, he remembered that injury. He remembered that love scar he gave to that boy Rico Gonzalez in the wrist. He injured that wrist, he took advantage, and he won himself the Midwest Territory Championship, and now we are here running it back once again. You feel me? You feel me? So after learning, after taking all this time, the studying, the data, all the matches they've had together, all the situations they've been in together, do you honestly think Noctis is going to let the championship slip through his fingers again, take another L to the Rico Gonzalez again, not being able to finish this story off in a way that would favor him? I personally don't think so, you feel me? I think Count Noctis is coming away with the win at Naptown out the gate, and that's Super Duper Jamal and WrestleWave approved, feel me?
Rico Gonzalez is one of the most consistently impressive performers in Nap's short history, winning the first ever tournament in Nap's history, defeating the likes of Sonica, Shawn, Kemp, and AC Mack. However, the one person that he has not been able to shake off is Count Noctis, but that isn't to say that he hasn't been on the winning end of their matchups. When presented in a standard singles one-on-one matchup against Noctis, Rico has never lost. However, a wrist injury that he sustained back in August came back to bite him during October's Dreams and Nightmares 2 matchup against Adriel in a no-holds-barred match, leading to Noctis picking up the chain. Now, Rico has not been back in Nap since that matchup, healing his wrist, and just thinking on all that he can do to regain his chain and show the vampire who is the better man.
From one championship prediction to another, now it is time for the Naptown All-Pro Tag Team Championship match, where we have Nova defending their recently won championships against a debuting tag team here at Naptown All-Pro as the Outlaw Bosses of the one called Manders and Ronnie Bash Jr. go up against Noah Vale and Athrun Amata of Nova.
Just because the one called Manders and Ron Bass Jr. are teaming up for the first time doesn't mean that you should write them off. The time they've spent around each other and facing off in the ring has made these two extremely kindred spirits. They share that same outlaw mindset. Ron Bass Jr. has tag team excellence in his genes. He used the same pedigree that made his father an NWA World Tag Team Champion to become a Paradigm Pro and H2O Tag Champion. And Manders is no slouch either. He's held tag titles at H2O and Pro Wrestling Revolver before becoming one half of the current reigning MLW World Tag Team Champions. That resume, combined with them being nearly double the size of their opponents, and all signs point to new tag team champs at out the gate.
There are a lot of wrestlers on the roster passionate about Nap, but arguably none more so than Athrun Amata and Noah Vale, Nova's Night City Machine Guns. From Philadelphia and the forgotten state of Florida respectively, they've been a part of Nap since our first 2 dates and have gone through immense trials and tribulations, hell and high water to get where they are now. the reigning, defending, inaugural Naptown All-Pro Tag Team Champions. Now that Nova is back at full strength with the return of Jeffrey John, it's hard to believe they'd make it this far to simply lose in their first defense. Amada and Vale claimed publicly that they've been in the lab constructing an extremely aesthetically pleasing game plan, one that for all of the reasons above should result in a Nova victory.
Up next, we have a match that has been building and building and building since the summer of 2023, as Lord Darien Bengston and Cole Radrick will finally get their hands on one another in a sanctioned match for Naptown All-Pros out the gate, as we bring to you the Dream 6-person tag match. Lord Darien Bengston originally grabbed 2 absolute heaters in BeefTank, being Beef and Calvin Tankman, one of the founders of Naptown All-Pro. But cards subject to change, as always, Beef will be unable to show up at the show. So instead, it will now be Lord Darien Bengston teaming up with Calvin Tankman, and he also has found yet another founder of Naptown All-Pro in Hoodfoot, the man that Darien Bengston faced at our previous show, as they go up against Cole Radrick, Unkillable Braden Toon, and of course, the former independent wrestling world champion, Alec Price. Let's go ahead and hear from our analyst.
Yo, Bengston is hungry to get his hands on Cole, who is time and time again a slip average and grass, man. The man can only take so much, and now finally we're getting him in the same match, man. And Cole, you were the rock in a hard place, and that rock in the hard place is known as Darien Bengston.
Look, no disrespect to Darien Bengston or his teammates, but when I think of the recent history between these two, I've got to give this one to Cole Radrick's team. He's been one step ahead of Darien the entire time. Got the jump on him and attacked him back in July at the Great Midwestern Trend Kill. Attacked him during the inaugural NAP Heavyweight Championship match. He's laid out all of Darien's friends. He's laid out Darien multiple times now, and he has had no shame about going online, running his mouth about it, letting everyone know that he did it. He's been one step ahead of Darien. I think he's staying there. Not only that, you look at who he's bringing with him to back him up. He's got the fastest rising wrestler in the South, Braden Toon, and the former IWTV Independent Wrestling World Champion, Alec Price. That's a stacked team. 3 killers coming to Indy on Sunday. Cole Radrick's been one step ahead of Darien Bengston. I think Cole Radrick is going to stay one step ahead, if not farther, on Darien Bengston come Sunday.
Your Naptown Out the Gate 2024 main event is for the Naptown All-Pro Heavyweight Championship, as the Problem, Isaiah Broner, goes one-on-one with old Mancer, Mance Warner. This is a match that has been heating up for quite some time here at Naptown All-Pro, ever since Mance Warner walked into Ellenberger Park for the very first time in a Naptown All-Pro ring many months ago. But now at Brookside Park on January 14th, Mance Warner and his new attitude goes up against the Problem to Naptown All-Pro, the Naptown All-Pro Heavyweight Champion, Isaiah Broner. Big stakes from this one, and we have 2 experts on the panel. Let's go ahead and hear from them now.
NAP Heavyweight Championship action. The title is on the line. Mance Warner taking on the champion, Isaiah Broner, and I have to go with my guy, Isaiah. Now, before you guys get on me, let's look at the facts here. Numbers do not lie, and Isaiah has successfully defeated this championship 3 times. He also has been undefeated in singles competition since last October. Now, don't get me wrong. Mance, he's a force to be reckoned with. He's fierce, his attitude. He's probably walking through this thinking, the bigger you are, the harder you fall. And here's the kicker. Isaiah Broner most recently defeated Cameron, who happens to be the same guy that Mance defeated a couple of months prior. So there's some real competition here, but I believe in Isaiah Broner. And the real question is, once Isaiah goes through Mance Warner, who can really stop him?
The heavyweight championship is on the line as Isaiah Broner defends against Mance Warner, and I am putting all of my chips into the corner of the challenger. Let me explain to you why. Isaiah Broner, this is his toughest challenge yet in Naptown All-Pro. Mance Warner has been on a roll lately. You noticed his attitude change, made him a little bit more ruthless, made him a little more unpredictable. You don't know what he's going to deliver to you. And then not only that, let's talk about his success in the city of Indianapolis. He had a lot of success in Bizarro Lucha. He won that deathmatch triple threat back in August. You take all of that, you add it up, and you get a brand new Naptown All-Pro heavyweight champion.
With all these matches and more coming at you on January 14th from Brookside Park, Naptown All-Pro looks to go out the gate with our first show of the year. Once again, big thank you to Pro Wrestling sponsoring this pick'em game, and thank you so much to each and every single one of the panelists here today. If you would like to see Naptown All Pros out the gate, make sure you tune into independentwrestling.tv in the near future. Thank you guys so much, and as always and forever, take it easy though, y'all. Peace!